Hello and welcome to the AFL Auto Blends 3D Car Creations channel. In this video I'd like to discuss with you 22 cars that I would like to model in the future. This has come about via Rod Halligan's channel, who I'm following, and I suggest any of you watching this subscribe to him and look at his modelling if you like learning about cars and modelling them in Blender. It's a very interesting series that he does. Anyway, back to this video. As you can see on the screen, the first of the cars I'd like to model is an Aston Martin DB3 Oblique S 1953. Very interesting car with great lines, and it is one that it's number one on the list. Anyway, if we move to number two now, number two is an Aston Martin DP 215, and it's 1963. Again, a very beautiful car. I tend to like quite a few cars, to be honest with you. More so the Ferrari type, the Aston Martin type, the sports car variants in there. So that's my second choice. As you probably agree, it's a beautiful looking car. We move on to number three. This is a Kellison J5 1969. I was watching a TV program called Counting Cars the other week, and they'd got a Kellison in there. Not sure if it was a J5 or a J4, but they'd got that car there, and they'd customised it. I just thought, what a lovely car, and quite simply, you can see the lines of this car. Very high front and rear fenders. It's an unusual looking car, but it's got some great lines and it'd be great to model. So that's my third choice. Choice four is a Lamborghini Miura. What a great car. It's an iconic car. Lots of people in the car world would say this is probably one of their favourite cars, and it is one of mine. I'd love to model it. I think when I was speaking to Rod, he's part way through this, so that'll be very interesting to see when he gets that done. Number five on the list is a Maserati Tipo 60, and that was circa 1959. Again, very high front and rear fenders, very interesting shape. I did do a typo when I put this over to Rod and said it was a Maserati Tipo 6. Well, I missed the zero off, it's a 60. Anyway, that's my number five choice. Number six is a Ferrari 340 Mexico Berlinetta 1952. Now, I first saw this car, and probably the next image I'll show you is a sort of customised concept variation of it, which I thought was an absolutely magnificent car. And when I delved into it and looked at this car, I thought, what a great car to model. This is the view that I saw before. I mean, what a great car that is. It's beautiful. I like what they've done to it. I like original cars mainly, but I think this is absolutely superb. My next car is a Ferrari 375 Pininfarina Coupe Special 1954. Again, that is a tremendous looking car. Great lines, really long hood. And you see the side view, fantastic looking motor. That's really good. Some more views on it here. So it's a great looking car. The next one is based on probably the most famous film actor in history, on Steve McQueen, and the famous film he did, Bullet. This is a 1968 Mustang Fastback, which they redid and took off all the branding and etc and modified it underneath. There's quite a few people that have copied this and recreated it. It's a wonderful looking car, so that's my number 8. Number 9 is a Bugatti Aerolith Coupe 1935. Now, this car I saw on a TV programme, The Guild in Canada, and they recreated this car just from a series of photos. It was an experimental car in 1935, I believe. The body, believe it or not, is magnesium, which is a very hard metal to work with, as it's quite volatile. It can catch fire, etc etc. Beautiful looking car, and I think this was never ever produced, but they did launch it at a car show, but it was never mass produced. And as you can see, it's probably the inspiration for the Bugatti Atlantic series. But just look at the lines on there, the rib running across the back, and it's just a beautiful looking car. I don't know how much this cost to build. I think it was literally hundreds of millions to build. Beautiful car, which they created from about 10 or a dozen photographs, even to the size of the rivet holes in the fins. They worked out how what diameter the rivets were, etc. So it's a truly tremendous feat, and it's a car I'd love to model. The next car is a Star Gordon Bennett Racer 1905. I'm in a vintage car group on Facebook, and a series of these photographs come up, about 22 photographs of this, and I thought, what a wonderful car. 1905, one of the early racers, a great model to model. So that's definitely on my list. The next one, which is number 11, is a Sunbeam Tiger. Sunbeam Tiger Mark 1, a race car, 1965. Again, tremendous car. I went to Blenheim Palace in England a few years ago, and there was a convention there, and there was a load of Tigers there, and the power, the engines sound fantastic. So what a wonderful car. So I decided to put that in the collection of cars. My next one is, I was out for a walk with my brother-in-law this summer, and we came across 2 of these cars. I didn't know what they were, so we photographed them and did some research, and it's a Jowett Jupiter 1953. Got good race history, etc etc. So again, lots of curves, going all different ways, lovely looking car. So that's the next one on my list. Number 14 on my list is this car, which is a Jaguar D-Type 1955, and it's race prepped. When you think of Jaguars, it doesn't. You can see the lines, the future lines of possibly the E-Type, etc. You can see where the inspiration came from. Again, a wonderful car to model. Next on my list is probably looking a bit old and quaint here. It's a 1950 Ford Pilot. The story why I want this one is because my uncle owned one, and he sold it without me knowing. I wanted to buy it, but I didn't realise he'd sold it, and so therefore I'd love to model it. And look at the car. It's a V8 engine, fantastic rumble on it, lovely car. So that's the next one. Number 16 on my list, again, it's probably one of a car that most people like. one of the rarest cars in the world, a Mercedes 300 SL, 1954. This one, superb looking car. Next on my list is number 17. This is a Ferrari 330 P3 1966. Again, a great race car, and one I'd dearly love to model. Next on my list, which is number 18, is a Ferrari 412S, a 1958. Lovely car, great lines. So that's that. Next on my list, once again, I think a lot of people might want to do this. This is a 356 Porsche 356 Speedster 1950. This one, that's a convertible, looks fantastic. And then I want to do a variation, which is this one, which is a hardtop version. So that's the next car. Here we go. Again, I saw this in quite a few war films. 1936 1936 MGTA. Out of all the T series of MGs, this is my favourite. Beautiful car, beautiful lines. Great to model, with all the vents etc. on the front and the classic wire wheels. Then the next one, it's good old British made. These were made in Blackpool in the north of England. Fiberglass cars, TVR, very fast. Lovely looking lines on this one. So that's a TVR FIA Griffith 400, and it's 1965. And the last on my list, again, I think a lot of people that love cars would love this. It is the Ford GT. This is a 720 Mirage, and it's produced by Avro Cars in 2008. A wonderful looking car. I prefer it in this colour than to the Golf. A lot of people do model them or produce them in Golf colours. I prefer this. It looks cool. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this. This is these are the sort of models that I want to produce in the future, and hopefully feature on this channel. Hopefully I'll learn quite a bit about modelling to be able to achieve these, and hopefully be able to inspire others, yourselves hopefully. Anyway, thanks for watching.